The upper light it actually determines all we have, both in the spiritual and the corporeal realities, which is one reality actually. We're living in some kind of place. In this place, we feel only a small part of it, called this world. We can develop our sense and feel not only this narrow place itself, a fragment of everything, but everything. And then we discover that there is one force that works on everything and turns everything, and it's called the upper force, or the creator, divinity, HaVaYaH, it doesn't matter how you call it, but rules one force. This force actually operates everything. In our world, this force divides into plenty of private forces. Mechanics, physics, chemistry, all these forces that we discover by science, which are eventually one force, but we, having the ability to inquire in different forms, we can't tie all sciences into the one science of nature, and therefore it seems to us as different forces. But already there is a conversation about everything being a wave, and depending on its frequency, either it brings me a feeling of solid things, fluid, gas, or not at all, or like fire, plasma, etc. It's like we can take water, which is fluid, and cool it down, and we'll have solid ice, and the opposite, to heat it up, gas, and then there will be fumes, gas, till it disappears. If we'll take this water once again from the air, what we have in the air, the moisture, then again we could make water out of it, and from water, ice. There are things that we feel in our senses, like solid and fluid, and there are things that we don't feel because they also already become like gas and they disappear from our senses, but they exist. This same great gap that we don't feel, it doesn't enter the field of our perception, but it exists. And then the wisdom of Kabbalah, it comes and says, you want to discover it? You have to discover it. Why do you have to? Because otherwise you can't even survive in your life here. You see, no matter how much you try, and you've wasted plenty of forces for thousands of years in this world, and look, what a miserable way you exist. You're incapable of making your life certain, whole, beautiful, neither for yourself or for the children. You don't escape suffering each time. For you to build a nice human society instead of running away from the suffering constantly. What? You can't. You creatures are worse than the animals. Look what kind of a life you made for yourselves. You can make a nice, good life. Calm, nice, content, development, everything for the good. What are you lacking? But we, because we do not know these forces, we do not see where and how it comes to us. Where does this urge come to us? Where does it come to us each time from? Then we don't. Kabbalah, which opens up the second part of reality for it, we understand where does it come from and why. Then I become wise. I understand why and what for each thing exists. I react properly, work correctly, and it brings me to a better state. And out in a day or two, I find out that I got into an even greater problem. And where in this story is the light? Oh, so all in all, we discover the light, this one force that manages us, that works on us, that leads us to a certain goal to discover. So the wisdom of Kabbalah explains to us about it and says, don't waste yourself for your different business in this world. You have to engage in this world in your life. Provide yourself with a normal life that you live. Your children are living, but you have several free hours. You can, in these several hours, to acquire the spiritual world. Then it will give you simply an enlightenment. It will open your eyes. You'll know how to correctly behave, why and what for do all these things happen to you, and how, in general, everything turns. You will be the landlord to your life. Let's see if I get you correctly. And then You will not say, oh, flowing water gives me force and this gives me a certain calmness. You'll rise above it. Rise above these things. It's simply a bit... Of course it helps. If I hear water that flow, it calms me down. True. If I see plants, it also calms me down. Forest, green, suitable for me, calms me down. It's all correct, but it's simple physiology. You can reach much better utilization of everything that will design a much better picture for you that navigates your whole life and destiny. This water simply calms you down. It's like a sleeping pill or a tranquilizer.